Hey there, this is a quick video on how to remove the sound symposer on your Fiesta ST. I was discussing this yesterday with some friends online, and someone was having trouble, so I thought I'd make a video, because I actually just did this 2 days ago. I replaced my intercooler pipes. It was my last video, maybe you saw it, and my hard and cold side, partial anyway, the pipes, with the whoosh pipes. And so I had to do this in the process, so I just did it, and it took me about 20 minutes to figure out. It was a little bit of a struggle, but nothing bad. So I thought I'd make a video, and maybe if you're struggling also, this will give you some tips on how to get this thing out. So just real quick, what is the symposer? It's this box right here. So some of the newer Fords, what they're doing is they're running a, in this case, it's from the cold side charge pipe, which is this black pipe here. By the way, keep in mind these red silicone hoses are aftermarket, and also the clamps. So your setup might look different if you're stock. But anyhow, the box here is the symposer. Basically, it's running some air from the cold side pipe, and it runs through this box, which creates artificial engine noise, and then it runs through this wire loom looking pipe right through the firewall and into the cabin. And what it does is it produces a sound that will conflict with your engine note and your exhaust, particularly if you get an aftermarket exhaust. So a lot of people don't like that. I don't. I have a mount tune exhaust, and when I spent that money, I want to hear my mount tune exhaust instead of hear my mount tune exhaust and then the conflicting sound of artificial engine noise being pumped through this thing. So I just got a symposer delete. I just got a $4 Dorman plug that fit right in there, and then you turn the nut and it just expands the rubber, and it's perfect. You can buy them for like $25, and they have like a fancy writing on it, and it's a part you probably will never see. So I did delete it. The plug it's actually right down here in this bottom, right where it goes into that cold side pipe. But I just hooked everything back up just so it would look, it wouldn't look unfinished. So anyway, a lot of people are doing that, and also I think it's worth mentioning that there is the potential of boost leaks if you're running aftermarket turbo, or even just more power than the car is supposed to have from this factory. You've got all this pressure in this box, and I don't know that that's a good idea. I actually noticed when I plugged the symposer 2 days ago, my boost pressure's gone up by about 1 psi, and I don't know if it's just because all the stars are aligned or what's going on. But in any case, it's possible that there was a boost leak because of all that, 26, 27 psi pumping, all that pressure, and this was part of that system. So anyway, that's reasons to remove this. I'm going to just talk real quick. I just wrote it out here. I got just 9 quick steps to get this thing off in case it's giving you problems. So number 1 is put the car in the air, because what I did was I went from underneath, and you're going to, I think it's easier to do that. Especially, I recommend pulling this one and putting the symposer here. Some people are actually stuffing something here, which I think is a bad idea. So I recommend going down as close to the cold side charge pipe as you can. And to get to this guy, it was really helpful for me to do it from underneath. Now, I'm not going to do all this on camera because I just did it and I don't want to do it again, but I'm going to explain to you how to do it. So it's not bad. You can do it. Number 1, get the car in the air. Number 2, pull any cables and hoses out of the way. There's a green connector right. Yeah, you can see it, that green one right there. So you can pull that off. There's an electrical connector here. Pull that. Pull this guy. You just pinch here, and then 180 degrees on the other side. Just pinch that and pull it out. And that'll give you more room, because as you can see, there's really not a lot of room to work in here. It's kind of a pain in the butt. So the more of that stuff you can get out of the way, the better, and you'll have more room. That's number 1, car in the air. Number 2, pull your hoses and stuff out of the way. Number 3 is pull this wire loom connector. This is real easy. It just pops right off. And just pull that out of the way, okay? Put mine back on, though. Number 4 is you're going to pull the actual symposer out, and it's stuck in there. It has like a rubber grommet, and there's a piece on the symposer where it just goes right there into the engine block area. So you're going to pull it out. It is stuck. It's tight. Let me show you, because I've actually got my stock pipe here with, I actually have an extra symposer, and don't ask why, but I do. And so this will just kind of demonstrate, I just came across this and ended up with it, but this will come and kind of demonstrate this plug here, and it's plugged pretty tight into the, like I said, into the engine block area. So you're just going to grab this thing with all your might, and again, this is a stock hose. You just kind of set this up here. So it's the same thing, symposer, symposer. There's my aftermarket red hose, and there's the stock hose. Exact same setup. And so basically what's going to happen is you're going to just grab this thing and yank with all your might, and this will pop out. It does take some strength to do, but you just want to pull, pull, pull. It will come out. Number 5, you want to lubricate. I would lubricate this and this. Just get some silicone, like something like this. Use some wasp killer. I'm kidding, but just get some kind of lubricant, and you just want to spray it from above here and then go underneath and spray it. And you know, obviously it's not going to get in there, but just every little bit helps. But just you want to get some lubricant between this the plastic and the hose, and that'll help. Okay, and then number 6, you're going to grab the whole thing. Of course, now it's loose, and you're going to be able to bend it to the left like 1 or 2 inches. And you're going to need that because these clamps, everything was working against me when I was trying to remove this, and these clamps were perfectly placed in a spot that there was no way to get a tool on there. There's already hardly any room to work with, and then trying to get a tool in there and pinch those clamps is very difficult. So if you can pull it over, you know, once you've got it disconnected, and then you just bend it over, that's going to give you a little more room to work. And then, so that's number 6. Number 7, you're going to grab the clamp. So we're going to assume that you're going to remove it from the bottom. So you want to grab this clamp. And here's what I did. I tried and tried and tried with this tool. It's just a pair of long nose bent needle nose pliers. And I got it under there. And the way these are supposed to work, just 1 second, is the way these are supposed to work is you can see this little tab here, right there in the middle here that comes up. It's lifted up just a little bit. So it's supposed to be such that, here, I'll show you. You're supposed to be able to just grab this thing and clamp it, and it's supposed to hold, but about 80% of the time it doesn't. You want to film for me? As you can see, you try and try and try, and it just doesn't catch. Sometimes it does, you'll get lucky, but other times it doesn't, and I don't know why that is. It could be that this little tab has been bent down from trying this so many times. But in any case, if you're lucky, you can do that. If you're lucky, what will happen is you'll just grab this thing and you'll just do this and it'll hold. But as you can see, it's not holding. And that's the problem a lot of guys are having. If it held like this, then it would just hold itself open and you could just pull it right out. But that usually doesn't happen. That's why it's difficult. So what I ended up doing is, again, with this thing bent over, you can get a small pair or a small set of vice grips. I got these from Harbor Freight for like $5. And you want to just basically, what you want to do is you can fit this in there just barely, as I was able to, and clamp it, okay? And you got your vice grips. So that's number 7, is you want to grab this. And there's all sorts of angles you can do this from. But once you do, as you can see, there's now air between here. So this is loose. And then number 7, or step number 8 is, I'll take that back now, thank you. Step number 8 is grab yourself a small screwdriver. I used this. This is a very thin, small screwdriver. And so now you're underneath the car. Again, this is why you want it up. And now this is loose because the clamp is loose. So what I did is I then pried, of course the pipe is here, imagine the pipe being here. So you just want to go underneath and you just want to pry, stick your little screwdriver in there just between the plastic pipe and the hose. And you just want to pry all the way around the whole circumference. And then you'll feel when it loosens. You can feel it loosening because your screwdriver will go in there. Don't worry, you're not going to mangle the pipe. It's pretty tough. So you want to pry all the way around, and you basically are breaking the seal. And you can even kind of take your screwdriver and kind of, you know, pry it and start trying to pry it off. But once you get the seal broken, then it takes you to your final step, which is number 9, which is you grab this whole thing by the symposer, you come back to the top side, and you pull like Excalibur, and you pull and pull and pull and yank and spin and turn and grunt and groan. And you do that for a few moments, and pop, it will pop right off. And then you can pull it right out and put your delete plug in, and you're all good. So that's pretty much it. The only hard thing, again, is getting to those clamps, because it's hard enough to get to them. And then if they worked the way they're supposed to, you could just squeeze it, it would hold itself open, and then you could pull the thing off, but a lot of times that doesn't work. So that's where I ended up with the vice grips and the screwdriver trick. Anyway, hope that helps, and leave comments or questions if you have them.